I wouldn't do it.
Why is that?
Because I think it's not very good for the players, for their welfare. In Europe, it's very well organized. We have very good competitions. We have the Euros, then you have the Olympics, then you have then you have the World Cup, which are major tournaments for us from Europe. And I think when you have all these tournaments every year, where the players going to get some rest? And where they're going to recover from a very intense football year every year in a row. And players are not robots, so I don't think it's a very good idea.
I think the welfare of obviously players physically, but most of all mentally as well. I think when you come back from a tournament, whether it's been, successful, unsuccessful, it's very taxing, very draining. And I think to go, you go back into club and I think you need that time to recover. I think already now you can see, from the tournaments that have come up, people do get injured and people do struggle. So I think to do it every 2 years, I think is asking a lot of players. And with that, I think if it's something that they're going to look to do, then everything else needs to improve on the back of that. So, welfare of players, physio, S&C, all that then has to elevate with it. Because ultimately it's players that, have to go out and perform.
Yeah, your head coach, Manchester City, Gareth Taylor, has been quite vocal about sort of the players needing more support and how it's affected the start of the season. How difficult has it been going from the Olympics with such an odd sort of summer in terms of no real break, because you had training camp and then the tournament and then straight into competitive football in the league?
Yeah, I think, it has been a tough start, but I think it's part and parcel of, why we do what we do, and it's, something that we embrace and we do enjoy. But, at the same time, it does need to be, I think, better planned so that players can rest and recover, and actually the quality and the level does go up, because, that's what we want to do. We want to put on good performances. We want to play good football. And I think in order to do that, you have to get the full package of, making sure that a player is, mentally, physically, recovered to go again, because at some point, you will break down as a player if you just keep going and going and going, because we are human, and I think we forget that sometimes.
Yes, they're expected to win and win comfortably, but it doesn't mean there aren't some selection puzzles for the head coach to solve. For example, Frank Kirby is back and available for selection after missing the North Macedonia match. The reigning PFA and Football Writers Player of the Year is the presumptive starter in the number 10 role in Wiegman's 4-2-3-1 system. But Ella Toone couldn't really have done much more to prove that she's ready for international football too. 2 assists in the league opener, a stunner against Leicester in the WSL, and a goal on her first start for England on Friday. Can both players be accommodated into the lineup? Which leads me on to the forwards. Now, England scored 8 against North Macedonia on Friday, but they took a whopping 48 shots. Wiegman has demanded her team be more ruthless up front. So does that mean others will be given the chance to impress? Ellen White, Lauren Hemp and Beth Mead all started on Friday, but Bethany England came off the bench to score twice. Nikita Paris looked bright, didn't she, off the bench? And there's always the wild card in Ebony Salmon, who's impressed at Louisville this season as well. And then there's the big question going forward. Who will be England's permanent captain? Leah Williamson will wear the armband again, and her coach has had nothing but praise for the way she stepped in to lead the team. Williamson has another chance to impress tonight with long-term captain Steph Houghton back at Manchester City getting her ankle injury assessed. And don't discount Lucy Bronze too. Yet to work with Wiegman as she recovers from a pre-season operation. But when you have a 3-time Champions League winner and current FIFA World Player of the Year, she'll almost certainly be in the captaincy conversation. Now, that will be resolved after this international break. But tonight, we'll have a better idea of what this new-look England team will look like going forward.